Yeah, man, we out here, man. It's going down. I'm back. Another beautiful show. We're gonna be talking about some funny shit. I got some cool, unique, beautiful individuals. These young kings are special. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves because they can do it better than anyone else could. Who are you?
Man, I'm Gary Jr. I'm from Vallejo, California. You know what I'm saying? I do music, create content and stuff like that. So, you know.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Deadstock DP from Vallejo, California. I got the brand Beyond Deadstock. I make music. I got 10 hustles.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna talk about all of them really to keep it lit. But we're gonna first just talk about some simple, easy stuff. When it comes to relationships, because we're gonna be talking about some relationship shit first. Wait, before we even start the relationship talk, are you in a relationship by any chance?
Right now, no.
Okay. What about you, sir?
You also want to hear something?
All right, perfect, good. So that makes this show a little better then, so we can really vibe. Because when you're in a relationship, you kind of hindered on what you can and can't say, and you want to have respect for the woman you with. Right now, we free man, all three of us. So it's gonna be a different conversation. Very first things first. If a female, not even just female, all of us though, males too. If we had resumes for all of our relationships we've ever been in, just like how we have a resume for our job. So you apply for a new job, you get a resume. It talks about your previous work history. What if you had a previous relationship history? Do you think if a female had a resume in hand, would you still fuck with that same female if she was offering you her resume right before y'all started talking?
If she offered me her resume?
Yeah, her resume.
I mean, it just depends on what's on it, really. At the end of the day, like if it's a good resume, I'm open. But if it got some nicks and flaws on it,
hey,
I might have to, you know what I'm saying, slide it to the side.
No, I can dig it. What about you?
I feel like any player check that you receive before a relationship kind of determines what you do moving forward. So
100%.
like you said, if it's any flaws on that resume, man, it determines how I'm
it.
going to deal with you. I might still deal with you, but just to a certain capacity.
Yep. One of the biggest flaws I feel like most men always talk about is like purity. So we're going to get straight to the purity hype when it comes to like a woman's body count. I've been asking a lot of people, a lot of dudes, what would you prefer? Would you rather your woman have, let's say this is a woman you're going to get in a relationship with, you're getting ready to be with, trying to build something with, stay with for the long ride. Would you rather her come into a relationship with $50,000 in debt or 50 bodies on her record?
Ooh. That's wow.
Go ahead, Geezy.
What's the debt like with the 50 bodies though? We know we debt free. We good credit and
yeah. With the 50 bodies, she ain't got no debt.
That's tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Me personally, I would probably take the long route, cause that's tough, man. You know what? We could do the 50,000 in debt, and we gonna have to get out that hole.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get out that hole.
On GLD, you got to break that down. What you think though? Look, Woogie,
Man,
you know what?
I don't even want to sound crazy, blood, but you want to know something?
Hey, we all special, man. We all unique. Tell us.
We really don't know what we up against anyways when we dealing with these females. We only know what they tell us.
Right.
And that's what anybody. You only tell somebody so much about yourself when in the beginning of who you dealing with.
That's a
You ain't gonna ever, just like you said, handing a resume. You gonna hand that girl your resume and say, well, I did X, Y, and Z before I dealt with you. That's not necessary. So at the end of the day, man, none of these females is I ain't gonna say they not trustworthy, but it's hard to trust motherfuckers nowadays. So man, go ahead and give me them 50 bodies and no debt.
Thanks, man.
See, all these hoes salvage titles anyways.
Hey, man, that's real rap. One of my partners was telling me when I asked him, he said to keep it lit. If you think about it, if it was 50 bodies, probably 20 of them niggas that didn't have no stroke, no game, no nothing. So he was like, yeah, man. He was like, and then you take it down and bring it down. He's like, it's probably only a few of them that probably even knew what they was doing type shit. So you probably on a small list of niggas who even know what to do anyway. Type shit.
So, I ain't even worried about what the niggas was doing. You know, it's time frames in the female life, man. You got that high school stage.
Okay.
Then you got that college stage.
Speak on it.
Then you got that 21.
Ooh,
then you got that prime of 25, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
I'm feeling my game, so shit. That was at 3-4 different stages of life, so
Hey, that's funny because I was just gonna ask that. That was fun. Next question I was gonna ask was about the whole stage, the whole phase. You know, a lot of these women have what most niggas call the whole phase. You feel me? And I feel like it's understandable for a man to do or have a whole phase, or ever if you can ever get in a whole phase, because we aren't the gatekeepers of sex. We just the gatekeepers of commitment. They control sex. For us to have sex, we got to get it offered to us. Unless you want to do something that's all the way off the grid, my nigga ain't trying to rape a bitch. That's not what niggas is about.
That's out of here.
That's out. You see what I'm saying? So since they control that, it is what it is. We're okay with that. We're not worried about that. But how bad do you consider a whole stage to be, in your personal opinion? Because let's just agree. Let's just agree to say the majority of women that have went through the whole stage. We know there's that little small percentage that don't know nothing about that, and they were good girls and they had a couple dudes, whatever. But there's the majority. Yeah, there's the overwhelming majority, though, type shit, who done went through the whole phase. What is the number for you that's like, all right, this is too many niggas. I can't even rock with you, sweetheart, like that.
I just feel like a female ain't gonna never just keep it real with you on what she done did with a nigga. Like, that's just not common.
Cards. Yeah, that's
just not in the cards. So, I mean, that whole phase sometimes is necessary for a female. Like, let's just say a female is just getting out of a relationship and she going through her whole phase. And that whole phase might not even mean fucking a million niggas. That whole phase just might mean I'm talking to 2 or 3 different niggas, but I'm fucking the one that I really like. I mean, in that whole phase, I feel like that also give a female some realization of the situation that I just left probably wasn't as bad as I thought it was, because this nigga was actually cool. These 2 niggas that I'm dealing with is cornballs.
Right.
This nigga only want to fuck me. Oh, this nigga over here, he really only got money and he's controlling. Like, you know what I'm saying? So some bitches have to really go through that cycle or that stage to really understand what they done left, or, you know what I'm saying, to understand where they going.
No, for sure. And kind of piggyback on that, I just feel like some women, they got to go through that just to, like you said, like realize what you got, you know what I'm saying, what you left, or, you know what I'm saying, what you done been through. Because at the end of the day, like, you could go off and go fuck on him, and him, but shit, at the end of the day, they ain't tripping off you like that. They just want what they want, and shit, they dealing with whatever they got going on. So you just kind of caught in the middle, and then, you know, the person that you was with that probably really cared for you genuinely, even though, you know what I'm saying, might have been something bad that they didn't did and y'all didn't fell out. It's like that person still care for you genuinely. Like, everybody out here ain't gonna care for you genuinely like the person that you was with for the long haul or whatever the case may be. No,
you're right. No, real rap. And I heard you mention that females ain't gonna tell the truth. Since we already talking about that, these hoes be lying. But with that being, no, it just is what it is. Before I get into these hoes ain't lying, let me break it down. Holding your word, like keeping your word, that's a masculine trait. Yeah. That's a manly thing. It's based on a man to want to do that. You know what I mean? To want to be forthright, be honest, and to keep it real. And like, that's why when a nigga like, "Nigga, my word is bond," you ain't never heard no woman say my word is bond. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not in their cards, bro. Like, that's not what they do. So I'm just gonna keep it a bean on just that right there alone. But the one sick lie that always gets me is like, and it's crazy because the nigga don't even have to ask a bitch. Sorry, a female. Niggas don't even have to ask her. Be like, you could be in a conversation or getting ready to fuck for the first time, and she'll just automatically offer this answer that it's incorporated in every woman's DNA. When either you ask them or you don't ask them, and it's always this, hey, when's the last time you had sex question? Or if you don't even ask them, they'll tell you, oh, well, the last time I fucked around, last time I had sex, it's always this duration, 3 to 6 months. Some of them try to play you and try to play the innocent role. Oh, it's been at least a year.
Yeah, man. Every time.
If you attractive and you look good, and you don't gotta, like, especially if you live in the Bay Area, but you don't gotta live in the Bay Area no more. Niggas is seeing you on Instagram.
For sure.
Niggas is finding bitches from the middle of nowhere, Timbuktu, pulling up. Like, that's not the problem. They'll fly you out type shit. It's impossible. I don't personally believe a female, a bad one, not even bad, just attractive. Just, you know, where most men look at her, double check, you know what I mean, type shit. Do you think a woman could go 3 to 6 months without, you know what I mean?
She can, depending on where she coming from.
Nigga be lying, bro.
If she coming out of a relationship, then that might be possible. You might be coming out of a heartbreak, or you might just be coming out of a situation where you just feel like, you know what, I'm focused on me right now, which is cool. But realistically, bro, like, just as a man being in them situations, you giving me this disclaimer because I'm doing what I'm doing in such a fast pace.
Hey, now say now.
They try to make it seem like, you know, I don't always do this, or you know what I'm saying. It's like you're the exception. It's like, nah, you don't gotta disclaim me. I'm not gonna disclaim you. You know what I'm saying?
We're not being judgmental here.
Yeah, we having a good time. I'm not gonna give you a 3 to 6 month ratio. You don't have to give me one. I'm not asking.
Because I'm not waiting 3 to 6 months.
Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
Hey, say now. Say now. When it comes to wait 3 to 6 months, man, when you take let's say you getting into it with a new female, y'all going out on dates, you have a certain amount of dates prior to where you feel like, man, this is time for us to either kick rocks or we should be on to that next stage.
No, I ain't even pressed for pussy like that. I feel like everything flow. Yeah. The game, you know what I'm saying? The game gonna come to you. This just like motherfucking Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Stephen Curry. So this shit gonna flow like water for me, man.
I heard
so, and I just feel like if you put in, you know what I'm saying, a timestamp and a time frame, whatever, it's like sometimes you might get discouraged. You're like, man, we didn't win 3 days. It's like, man, like you said, bro, I don't be pressed at the end of the day. So it's like, you know, if the connection is there and I feel your vibe and we vibe, it's gonna happen at the end of the day, whether it's 1 day, whether it's 2 days, or you know what I'm saying, the first date, the third day, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like a vibe thing for me, at least. Like if I vibe with you, we vibe. Like, yeah, all right. But at the same time, 3 to 6 months, I'm not about to just
wait around.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's just like the niggas that be on social media and they do the shit like with the, man, I flew this bitch out and she don't want to fuck. Like, my nigga, did you expect that when she got here tonight that she was just gonna fuck? Like, my nigga,
she just met you.
Yeah, take her to go eat. You know what I'm saying? Let the night go by. Maybe the second day you might run them down. Maybe you don't. Don't even have them intentions. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at some point you gonna get what it is that you looking for, but man, these niggas be so pressed for that shit. It's different, man. These niggas. I remember
the first time I got some pussy. No. You feel me? That's how they feel. They put themselves in that position where they like, bro, I don't know how to act. And then, it's just some coochie. Speaking of that, would you go ahead? You was gonna add to that?
I was just gonna say, and then sometimes like you said, you might fly her out or whatever the case, and you might not get none. But it's like you start acting like a female yourself. Then you might shoot yourself in the foot overall on something that was better than what you was even thinking at the end of the day.
Say that, yeah, no, for real. I'm gonna keep it a bean too. A lot of times, a nigga will put the pussy on a pedestal, like you was just talking about, Wookie, where it's like niggas is so pressed for the coochie, they don't even know how to act right. And I think that it's them type of niggas. I don't know if y'all call them simps or I don't know what they call them nowadays, but these soft ass niggas, they tell every single female they fuck that they got the best pussy. Like, oh, your pussy's so good, it's the greatest. And so it's a huge group of these females out here walking around thinking they got the world's greatest coochie.
Oh God.
So I guess might be me.
Go ahead, please go first.
I was gonna say I was gonna exclude Bay Area niggas from that, but it's hard to even do that because. Man, it's a lot of niggas out here that lay on that pillow and get to talking real ill, man. So shit. Yeah, I can't even exclude Bay Area niggas, but
that's
we a mass majority of the men that don't be doing crazy shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's them niggas that's in the South and nigga in the East Coast. That's
so you saying it's not niggas over here that's
ain't too many niggas in Northern California that's ready to die about that pussy, man.
Right, yeah, no, this ain't the area for that. Nah, this ain't the area for that.
But it is some. It is some
out
there.
No, let's not get twisted. A lot of at the same time it do, but
it's a lot of poo butt shit going on around here too.
How do you feel about our relationships in the current state we are in right now? Why is it that we have such a huge disconnect with relationships and trying to build a relationship and build a bond, in your personal opinion?